As requested, here's a tutorial using the Colourpop Je ne sais quoi quad, which are the 4 eyeshadows Jenn Im created as part of her collab with Colourpop Cosmetics. Let's go! After letting my La Roche-Posay Effaclar Duo sink in, I put my collection primed and ready on, which is the perfect base for me as it has witch hazel in it, so it's perfect for those with acne prone skin like myself. I made sure it was in all the shiny and problem areas, in particular the places where I have pores that almost look the size of noodle bowls. Let that dry and settle in properly, waft if necessary. Next up for some full coverage via my Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation. I have had mixed feelings about this since I got it, but I've finally settled on the fact that I love it. Once I worked out that applying it with my fingers was the best way for me, it worked really well. Each to their own though, do what works best for you. Next up, the brows. I don't pluck mine, so they're a bit wild, which I know will drive some of you mad to look at. I just don't suit those perfectly painted on kind of brows. I don't mind that they're uneven and have wisps coming out in places. I find this Define and Perfect powder product by Collection perfect for adding, well, definition funnily enough, the clues in the name, Soph. But it's also good because you can just brush or rub it off if you're a bit clumsy like me and go a bit heavy-handed with it. The applicator also means you can create the illusion of hair strands, which is pretty great. Remember, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Next up, a tip I stole from Soothing Sister. I think it's called baking, and it's perfect for shiny, oily people like me. Use your translucent setting powder or similar. I use my Laura Mercier, the one I got from New York. Leave it on the skin for as long as you can bear, particularly on your oily areas. So for me, that's the cheeks, the chin and the forehead. Many people leave it on right to the end of their makeup routine. Next up, I use the brown colour from my Collection Blush and Glow palette. I don't suit a full-on heavy Kardashian style contour. I prefer a weaker one that just slightly enhances the bone structure. It looks a bit heavy duty at first, but don't fret, I do blend it out. My skin tends to have a bit of a yellowish tone to it, so I like to add a pop of pink or peach to the cheeks. It just warms up my face a bit and makes me look a little bit less like an insomniac with about 101 health issues. Next up, the Lasting Perfection Concealer by Collection, which really is as good as everyone says. I actually put on way too much here. It's so thick and creamy that a little bit actually goes a really long way. First up, I used Dirt from the Quad, which is a satin golden bronzy shade, perfect for that kind of summer glowy look. I covered the whole lid but extended it a little bit above the crease, but don't worry about being too neat here because we will be blending it all out. Next up, I added Tarte, which is a satin wine maroony red colour, which on its own is a perfect grunge colour. At the moment, it kind of looks like a sunset or like a yummy cocktail. Just me. Next up, I added Cat, which is the matte dark brown shade, and put it into the corner of my crease just to add some depth to the overall eye look. Blend, blend, blend. I then returned to the red colour and put it along the lower lash line, just to enhance that grungy look. Next I lined my eyes with the Natural Collections eyeliner and smudged it all out with, what the hell are these things called? You know, those spongy bits at the end of the eyeliner. Call it what you like, I say. Don't worry if you're not overly happy with how it looks now, mascara will bring it all together. I'm fully addicted to the instant effects of, well, instant effects. Their instant lash product really does make lashes look so much longer and thicker. So I apply it from root to the tip of every single lash and leave it to settle in for about a couple of minutes. While you wait, you might as well get cracking on the rest of your face. I decided to go for lips and thought I'd go for my faithful Jeffree Star Posh Spice, which I usually love, but for some reason it actually looked like poo, and in that bad way. It wasn't working for this particular look, so I decided to get my Kat Von D Lolita 2 and just pop that over the top. Much better. For neatness it would have benefited from me using a liner, but I didn't have one to hand. My lips are odd and hard to do because they aren't very defined. It's unclear where my skin ends and my lips begin, so neatening up with a concealer can sometimes help me. Now you can finally mascara up those lengthened lashes. I turn to my YSL mascara, which is definitely in my top 3. If you want to neaten up your brows or just make them pop a little bit more, use concealer and kind of a sharp brush just to neatly outline them. I added a dab of Un from the quad just below the brow, and then got rid of any shine that decided to turn up to the party. And there, you're done. I hope it wasn't too obvious that I made this up as I went along. But anyway, I love these products, so please feel free to request another look using the Jenn Im Colourpop range and I'll try and deliver. As always, thanks so much for watching. Love ya, and I'll see you in a video soon. Bye!